Okay, let me see. There's a couple of this. Deborah Stroud, Sonia Jenkins, you sign in too? All right, Deborah Stroud, Sonia Jenkins. Jesus.
Good evening, everybody. I appreciate that this many residents came out here tonight. I would appreciate tenfold if Aqua had come out tonight. While you all are all sitting there being browbeaten, I need to ask a question. All of you that live in this community, are you satisfied with getting approximate whatever figure from that 900,000 times out of 1,600 households and what, $562 and some change? Are each of you satisfied with that? Each of you?
I'll tell you, Mrs. Stroud, would you want us to sit up here and walk away with nothing?
No, sir. No, sir. But I'm gonna tell you.
And let me just a point. I think that a lot of people are misinterpreting some things because when we talk about the large amount of homes, you got to remember, like in some of these apartment complexes and multi-units, there's only one main thing that they have to fix, and that's coming into the building that goes out to the other one. So when you count the 1,600 homes, sometimes there's one system, like in, say, for instance, Maple Leaf, that will feed the whole complex. So it wouldn't be in every individual apartment. It would be at the main where the water comes in, where they would address it as there. Same with the condominiums on Sandra Drive. Same with the ones over there in the Trustee in the Vista complex. So anytime that there's a multiple apartments or homes or whatever, there's only one main supply that they will be addressing. So it wouldn't be going to every home individually, if I'm not mistaken. So when you hear the 1,600 homes, there are X amount of single-family homes, but a lot of these homes are compiled in the apartment complexes and the condominium complexes and the areas where they have just one main feed coming into the building. So go ahead with your comments.
As I recall, having been at that board meeting and the town hall meeting, to have heard the figures at that time, and I had the understanding of 1,600 households. Is that still?
That's the figure that they're stating, yes.
Okay, that being the case, and I know a comment tonight can be addressed 2 weeks from now. I believe my comment from 2 board meetings ago was a question: is there a contingency set in place in this settlement for that person that maybe 5 years from now they have medical documentation indicating that the lead water that was ingested from 2019, that so-called has been corrected in the last 2.5 years, if in that event, that person that birthed a child finds out 10 years later, when that child is growing that third eye up there, that some monies are being set aside for that individual, where something can be done to assist in their medical bills, as long as it's been medically documented that it was conducive due to lead either being ingested or on their skin, whatever the case may be. I'm asking, is there any type of contingency?
Unfortunately, there is nothing in there. And
why?
From day one, Aqua refused that. That's why we have to go for the class action lawsuit and attack them at a different angle. There's the Zimmerman lawsuit open, and if things go right, we're going to open up a lawsuit on behalf of the village. Unfortunately, I've always been a strong advocate because I'm one of those grandparents that had a grandson born in 19, and they were living with us, and I'm making a Similac with the water. I've got the same concern. We've knocked on that door. I want the endowment fund for that same instance. We want a whole lot of different things. The courts aren't hearing that because the case is only about compliance. These other things, every individual that's on this advisory has the ability to seek a lawsuit on their own, join the class action lawsuit, or even expedite it to the next level, to the federal level, and take up the lawsuit. That's when you will get the monetary damages. This thing that's agreed upon tonight is a compliance issue where we can only where they're only addressing the homes that actually have the problem. Our clerk here, when this fiasco happened, I was in the office, first couple of weeks in the office as being mayor, they knocking on my door. Our clerk has had the highest readings in the entire village of points per billion in her home. And that triggered this thing. Unfortunately, a lot of things came out when this scenario happened. I didn't know that there were certain homes in advisory that were being tested before this breach of this thing happened, that were being tested all the time because of high levels of lead. I didn't know that the clerk's home before this water breach was being tested twice a week. And I've come to understand, twice a month to whatever it is. And there are other homes in the community that we were completely unaware of.
I was one of them.
And you're one of them as well.
Sir.
So when those things happened, we had no idea until they knocked on that door that June 14th, as Pastor was saying, and said, Mr. Mayor, we've got a problem in your system. You've been here 28 days, but we've got lead in your water system. We have to put out a boil order, a do not consume order. Right. And it's been going that way ever since. The court case has been a very, very quiet court case. It's been negotiations. It's basically been up to the scientists on proving what it is. As Trustee Williams stated about the chemical that they use, which has now been banned by the U.S. EPA because it was too harsh and too strong, and stripped all the chemicals, and that's how the lead solder that was on the walls got into the system. It's not a perfect situation, but I can't sit here and say this is something I'm pleased with. I'm not. I'm a 30-plus year resident, 5 or 6 grandkids in the community, all in the school districts, advocating for it. Multiple properties in the community, so I have a huge investment here, and I believe in University Park. And we know we're not happy with Aqua. I wasn't happy when it was consumer water. Our thing is ensuring that we have the best water that we can have and work on getting it out of this system. That's our only resolution. It's a 5 to 10 year program, but it's well worth the investment. And I can say that we have started looking at new infrastructure, looking at what other communities that we can connect to bring in Lake Michigan water. It irritates me really bad because we do our best to bring economic development till we can subsidize some of these high real estate taxes, and then Aqua has the water rights. For instance, our Amazon, a 1.2 million square foot facility, they kick us in the tail, but we reward them because the new Amazon has to have water. It doesn't sit right with that. So we're looking at ways on public utility taxes on those folks, but anything we do, they're going to come back and attack our residents. We're fighting at the ICC right now against this rate increase because it's not just for University Park, it's the whole state of Illinois that the rate increase is in.
Well, let me interrupt you because I did ask at that same board meeting, just like always hearing the phrase, if we were a different community, instead of being majority black,
I said it several times,
that we wouldn't be treated this way. And at that same board meeting, I asked, in acknowledgement of the northern suburbs that are also affected negative, I asked then, would it be a consideration of this board to contact, research, partner, whatever the case may be, with those northern suburbs affected, where it will make a difference for us as opposed to, as legislators, settling on our behalf, because as opposed to us getting zero, we're supposed to get $900,000. And you look at how many residents of this community, period. There are generations in the making that we don't know of yet that may be affected. And again, you're saying there's no contingency at all whatsoever. But has that been done, as far as what I suggested, to contact those other suburbs?
I'll just tell you, I've contacted some. A lot of people have contacted me. The village of Oak Brook was considering using Aqua Water. I had a conversation with their mayor. They've bypassed Aqua Water moving forward. It's no such thing. These predatory private-owned water companies have their necks on a minority community. The only way to get out of this is to constantly fight and get our own system in there. They control the system. They have the rope around our neck. We have no say-so about the transfer lines, the pumping station, anything that will be delivering water. The infrastructure is old and dilapidated as it is. I've asked attorneys on several occasions, can we condemn the water rights to take over? We don't want to condemn the water rights and have the same problem with the old system. We need new infrastructure, and that's where our focus really needs to be at, to come up with resolve moving forward.
Unlike so many residents here tonight, I'm going on my 51st year of residency. I do know what it was like back with the well water, where you can put
Yeah.
a strainer on top of a glass
stuff
and
in
the
there.
floaties literally were visible to you. I know what it's like where when you try to wash white clothes, you saw after 3 or 4 washings, then those white clothes start getting tannish, getting brownish, getting gray, and eventually it wasn't even worth washing. I stopped wearing the white clothes at a point. Now, at this point where we are now, like the young lady asked, where do we go from here? Because I'm getting the tone of hearing it over and over. If we don't settle for 900,000, then we get zilch, zero. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I don't think a lot of people in here understand that. If you can say anything that can help us to understand why we have to accept the $900,000 as opposed to zilch.
Yeah, you don't. You don't. As I said in the beginning, there is another lawsuit currently pending that's been pending for 4 years, a class action on behalf of the residents against Aqua. That lawsuit is seeking money damages for the residents. That is ongoing. And residents can be and are a part of that lawsuit right now. When this is over, we're going to attempt to get into that lawsuit on behalf of the village.
Excuse me,
resident-
you say we're going to attempt at that time to get into that lawsuit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because-
Would the village consider, would the village
Let me
consider,
finish. So, as I said, this is an action to regulate, to make the water acceptable under federal and state standards, brought by the state of Illinois against Aqua. It has nothing to do with money. You all on the board don't get money for
No,
this.
sir. I understand
You have to
that.
understand, this lawsuit
this is in
separate.
reference to services, is my understanding.
It's what?
Services. In other words, in the event, in that 240-day time frame, so many households can call and ask for service
Yes.
to be rendered.
That's-
I understand it's not cash money.
Correct.
That I understand.
The other lawsuit that's currently pending is cash money. This lawsuit has nothing to do with cash money. Nothing.
That's understandable. May I ask if the village would consider from today creating possibly as legislators something that residents can be heard, be a part of, to assist, to assure that Aqua does not increase their rates. I know Illinois Commerce Commission, because I've been getting signatures for protesting against Aqua increasing their rates. So, we're talking about the settlement tonight. My question is, can there be legislation put forth where the village can assist the residents to approach Aqua and be a part of the Illinois Commerce Commission to avoid, delay, hinder Aqua increasing their rates? Something like a citizens utility board.
We are. We are actively involved against Aqua, we being the village, and we have partnered with CUB, the Citizens Utility Board.
Okay.
They are our partners and have brought in expert witnesses to testify against Aqua, which they have. They have given evidence saying why Aqua should not be entitled to an increase. Now, the Illinois Commerce Commission determines that. We are in an active fight. That's the third case that's going on right now as we speak. Has nothing to do with this one at all. So you are being represented by the village against Aqua in the ICC case.
Thank you.
Yes,
Was
ma'am.
everyone here tonight aware of that? Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you. Because at least something came out that maybe everybody here Maybe everybody here tonight was not aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stroud. Sonia Jenkins.
Board, Mayor, and residents of the Village of University. Hello, can you hear me? Residents of the Village of University Park, I want to thank you guys truly for coming out. Water is the essence of life. I'm looking at these children walk through here, and I'm looking, and I'm starting to feel a little upset because they've been drinking this dirty water. My dad died a month ago from, suddenly. He lived here 13 years. He died. And I'm wondering, is it because of the water? Because he had a massive heart attack, and it was sudden, and he wasn't truly sick. I've lost several friends, brain cancer, heart failure, different things like that. And I'm looking at the board, and I'm asking them, you knew that this was coming. Why didn't you set up a workshop to discuss this with the residents of the village? We matter. We've been drinking this water for 7 years. Dirty water. It started in 2018. Let the truth be told. Let it be told. It started in 2018. Be honest. Be honest and be truthful. Let the truth be told.
Say again. It started?
In 2018. It started in 2018. I've sat on both sides of the bar. I'm looking at these community and I'm saying this makes absolutely no sense. So you come to us tonight telling us, well, you could take $900,000 or you don't get anything at all. This should have been discussed with the residents of when you found this out, a workshop should have been done. You've been doing workshops. We have car shows. You go on trips with taxpayers' dollars. You should have made sure that all of these things were discussed with the residents, the parents, the seniors. These are stakeholders in the community that homes are paid for. All they have is taxes. That's it. They're not worried about a mortgage, and they don't plan on packing up and going to get another one. So we're looking at this situation as taxpaying residents, and we don't know what to do. It's doggone if we do, doggone if we don't. So what do? We are a village, a minority village. If this happened in Orland Park, would this be going on? Would they change all of our water infrastructure from the street to the house with no questions asked? Has this board decided to fight? And I mean fight for our well-being. We don't need people on these seats that's not fighting for us and what we need and what our families need. And this is where I'm at with this. Now, I'm holding each and every last one of you accountable for not informing us that this is what was going on so we can digest this information and get prepared to take these peanuts. That's where I'm at. So we don't have a choice. Now our back is against the wall. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? 2018 to 2024, and we're still dealing with this? And the president to Aqua. If you see this, Mr. President, I don't know your last name. The last one was Craig Blanchett. I don't know the new one.
David Carter.
David who?
Carter.
David Carter. How dare you not come to this community and address each and every last one of us? And when it was a water crisis in Hawthorne, you got yourself up and you ran to Hawthorne, but you won't come to University Park. And we've been dealing with this for 7 years.
So, Sonia, so listen, Aqua wouldn't participate because they are very angry that the judge came up with this thing. They have no skin in the game as far as this. They are very upset that this is even moving forward. They didn't want to come up with any doggone thing. We got to get the predatory companies out the community. We can keep on talking about the same problem. The resolution is not what people might want to hear, but the process might be a long journey, but the first steps to take it. We don't need to be controlled by predatory companies in our community, raising the rates when they want to. We don't have any say. So if you don't even allow them to change the outside meter, they threaten to turn off your water. So it's always been a monopoly in this community. And most people, I've been here since 90. I've always bought bottled water from the start and only use this aqua water to shower
And
with.
I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say the reason why Aqua probably didn't take this community seriously is because what the community took from Aqua. And I'm talking about the elected officials getting campaign donations.
That's
So
right.
when you start doing those type of things, you lessen what you can get from a company that's beating your butt. Are you kidding me?
That's
So
right.
why didn't you think they lowballed us? They lowballed us because we can be sold up the river from our elected officials. So when we go to these ballot boxes, we need to do our homework. We need to go on D2s and see who took money from Aqua
Yes,
Water
indeed.
Company. And then we decide who we gonna vote for.
That's
Because
right.
a lot of them did a lot of things. They done took money, Christmas toys, all this kind of nonsense. So we have devalued who we are as people in a community that's struggling with dirty water. So
Me neither, I'm good.
why wouldn't they give us $900,000 and say this is what they gonna stand for, and that's all we gonna give them, and that's all they gonna
thought I
take?
did, but I
That's what they did to us, and they did it because of the leadership in the community and what they've done over the years and years and years of taking these things from this company and not doing what we need them to do.
Yep. Thank you, Sonia. And you know what? And I got to say that Reginald Williams had the summit, and we know which elected officials took money. 1 second. We've got.
I'm not on the list there, but I would just like to make a short
wait.
comment. I just have a short comment.
Go ahead, Mr. Boyd.
You know, I'm always talking about the newsletter. This is why the community...
Sarah Boyd.
Sarah Boyd.
Just for the record, yeah.
Okay. That's why the community is not informed. And I know that these good people on the board are intelligent enough to get you the information in a timely manner. But all of this is intentional, or it looks like you're just not doing the job that we hired you to do. I mean, you've told me that you're waiting on some trustees to get you to get
Well,
there.
it's done. It should be in the mailbox. That's
Pardon me?
I'll let them speak to the newsletter because it's very important to me as well that the residents get the factual truth. And as it stated at the town hall, it should be in the mail now, and residents should be receiving it.
It should be in the mail now?
Yeah.
Well, now we have a situation where we have to wait 2 weeks to get an answer to our question. So it's been more than 2 weeks because
It's always been
I
that way.
I haven't gotten an answer because I haven't been here in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing I'd like to address, when the money is given, this money is going to be dispersed to people that need it. Who's going to be dispersing this money?
No, it's not going to go to the individual people. Go ahead.
This money goes into a pot, and the people that qualify to have...
In a fund or a pot? What do you mean, in a fund?
In a fund.
In a fund?
And the people who qualify, their bills will be paid by
Who will be dispersing this money?
Aqua through the state of Illinois.
Oh, Aqua will be.
It's their money.
Oh, okay. So there would have to be some qualification they would have to present in order to get that money, right?
You have to qualify,
Okay. Do you know what the qualifications are?
yes.
What are they?
You have to test higher than 15 parts per billion of lead in the water.
And that's it?
That's it.
That's it. So if they come to your house or my house and they test and we're above the 15 points per billion, then we're one of those qualifying homes that needs to get that repair done.
Okay. And you think that is enough money for that particular, $4,000 is enough to repair the piping going into a home?
Every home will be different, but this lawsuit from the state of Illinois is not about money.
I understand it's not about money that we're going to get, that they're going to disperse to the people that qualify for it.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
Now, I'm just saying, you gave us a number of 4,300, I think.
No, I didn't give you that number. Someone else mistakenly gave you that number.
Well, 3,000 was less than that.
3,500.
3,500.
Aqua's original proposal was $2,000.
Okay.
It was Aqua's original proposal was $2,000 per home, and that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay, change the conversation a little bit. The walking paths, I know we have a gentleman that drives around and supposed to be surveying our community and getting things, I don't know who he reports to, the code enforcer. Does he report to your office, or whose office does he report to? The gentleman over in Building and Grounds? To the fire department? The code enforcer reports to you. And if there's a situation that he runs into, what happens then?
He would do a report, and then it would come, we review it
Okay.
and take action.
Okay, because I'm noticing that our walking paths are all grown over. They need to be cleared out. Some over there by the pool. We used to have picnic tables over there. I would like for them to be put back there. They can at least use, you can use the grounds when you're walking out there. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just, we only had 2 over there. So that's it, and I think he needs to do a better job of reporting to you of what's going on in the village, of properties, how they're being unkept, the grounds, the parks, and things like that. And I want to know, this hole that the person was speaking about, when is that going to be repaired? Because that's very dangerous. That will be a lawsuit for the village, and I don't think we could take another lawsuit. And thank you for allowing me to speak.
You're welcome. Has everyone had their opportunity to speak? That Miss, yeah.
Okay, I didn't get my name on this, I don't know what this is.
I see Mrs. Trust, you're next.
My name is Miss R. I'm not gonna give you my name. Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Attorney Man, do you need proof about this faulty water that Aqua is stating that's clear, or the Illinois EPA? I have 436 parts per million of lead. Do you need this evidence to take back to the judge to stop any lawsuits going further until they stop this lead problem? And it's not just in the kitchen sink, Mr. Mayor. It's multiple areas. The boss has been to my home last week from Aqua because of the numbers that they got from the testing from my house. Everybody on this trustee board has a job. And then you all need to watch each other's back when it comes to things like this. This is a major problem because you're affecting major residents, okay? The lawyer keeps saying it's not about the money. The money is nothing. We didn't ask for this water to be changed over. Yes, we wanted the water to be fixed or better than the well water, but we don't want to die. And that's what we're doing, we're dying. We've been up here for 5 years fighting to try to get this water fixed and rectified. And the only thing we've gotten is a higher bill and dirty water. And here's your proof that you can take back to the judge and let him know. That's it.
Thank you. I got Pastor Hunt.
What about this lady?
Oh, Mrs. Trust, then Pastor Hunt. And then, I see him on there, Mr. Martin, Deacon Martin.
Good evening, everyone. Do you need my name? No. I don't think so. Okay. I just have a couple things to say. To anybody that's on that board, I didn't hear it from you guys, you trustees. I heard it from you, Rudez. You said that you're not, as long as you have this attitude that you're not responsible for this, that, and whatever, when you get elected and accept those positions, you represent the government, and the government is responsible for helping the people. If you can't help the people, you're in the wrong place. I'm dependent on him to keep me safe. I'm dependent on him to rescue me if there's a fire there. You are responsible for the people in this village. Now, I'm going to take my education, my degrees back if I'm wrong, and give them back to the people. You are responsible when you take that oath. So I don't want to hear that anymore. I really don't. We elected 7 people, and that 7 people were supposed to represent. Now, if you dropped the ball about this water, you did. I dropped the ball about a lot of things. But I don't go around saying that I'm just not responsible for those children that I have. But this Nina Fain, I think that agency is called NRDC or whatever it is. ARDC. You all should have filed a complaint against her. If I look on her record, it's like she got all that tax money. It came from me. Now, every June 1st, I get an attitude. And my attitude, you know what June 1st is? The taxes are due. And I paid mine, every dime of it. And I expect you to protect me. And I expect you to help me. Now, I don't know about your leadership, because you haven't proved that to me, because you didn't file a lawsuit. Now, I said, I got an attitude. How much money how many thousands of dollars that would help out on my granddaughter's tuition? That's a lot of money. And just walk away. You dropped the ball. Accept it and try to pacify these people. That's all I can say. But I don't want to hear that anymore. My friends who farm, they tell me I can get a lot of money for that hay over there, baling it at the golf course. And most people in here, there's only a few people who've been here as long as I have. Now I'm topping 50 years. Ms. Petter has been here longer than that. And we've not seen this kind of mess before. This is ridiculous. I know you've done the best you can, but you know, a closed mouth does not get fed. I'm going home, people, because this is enough. This is ridiculous. You dropped the ball. We should have sued them. When my house had carbon monoxide in, he showed up.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, trustees, and everyone who's here today. My name is James Hunt. I'm the senior pastor of New Hope Christian Community Church. Now, that's in Monee, but my mom has lived here for 40 years, and my sister is in the audience. She's lived in University Park for 40 years, along with my niece and my nephews. And so I just came to represent this family, along with the trustees who are sitting right here, some I work with, and some who are in the church, and many of the people here who I know personally. I've been listening for quite a while. My name wasn't on the list, so thank you for allowing me to speak. And what I'm hearing, I don't know if you're hearing what I'm hearing. There's a sense of moral outrage. There's a sense that we're not being listened to. And I just want to ask all of you here, when is enough enough? I've been to the Metropolitan Planning Council, and I've watched the different regions of the Chicagoland area, the north, the south, the west, and the south is always treated like a stepchild. Always a lesser voice. And what I'm hearing today is anger, is outrage. And I'm wondering, do you feel that same outrage that the people are going through? When I heard from Trustee Brooks and Trustee Jewell about this situation, I knew about it because my mom receives water. It has been for a while. And for this to go on, Pastor Williams said it would never happen in Highland Park. Can I tell you something? It wouldn't happen in Monique. And so when is enough enough? There should be a sense of outrage, because this is, I'll call it what it is. This is simply and surely injustice, and we shouldn't stand for it. I'm a pastor, so I have something I want to share with you. In 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel 23, there's a story about mighty men. And there's this one gentleman, his name is Benaiah. And it said that he went down, he chased a lion into a pit on a snowy day. And what I'm telling you, what I want to let you know is that we need to chase that lion that's trying to kill us. We need to chase that lion into a pit and kill him. It's time for clean water in University Park. We shouldn't have to stand for anything less. I know, Mayor, you love your family, you love your children. We've known each other for a long time, but sometimes enough is enough. These are your people, these are our people, and we need to fight for them. We need to go down into that pit on a snowy day, no matter how much snow is falling, no matter how hard it is, no matter how fierce the lion is, and we need to slay that lion. We need clean water in University Park.
Clean water from Aqua. I think that is it. Are you Melissa Williams? Oh, Reverend Deacon Martin, Miss Martin, you're on here as well.
And can I be recognized too after
Martin. Jesus.
Good afternoon. My name is Walter Martin. I'm at 713 Wright Road.
Just pick it up, yeah.
I'm at 713 Wright Road.
Quiet down.
When I first came in, I saw right off the bat, this meeting wasn't going to be crap. First of all, it was disorganized. You have senior citizens without a seat. It was jam-packed in here. Look how the chairs and everything is arranged. In the military, they call it the 5 Ps: prior planning, prevent poor performance. Now, I am a disabled veteran, 100%. For awards decoration, I got the second highest award in the military, Civil Star. I spent 2 tours in Vietnam. I used to push away dead bodies to get a drink of water, put an iodine tablet in it. My company was overrun, right? I put dead bodies over me for protection. Band-Aid went down beside me. It's a blessing. Out of 144 people, I'm one of 12 that were left alive. Same thing gonna happen right here. Is that we have to stick together. We have to make the right decision. Somewhere in the Bible I read, where there's unity, there's strength. Now, I'm not complaining about the taxes, right? I don't pay taxes. I don't even buy fishing license. I fish every chance I get. That's one of my benefits. The village is not doing nothing for me, not a damn thing for me. We have a lot of veterans out here that they dying off, all because, well, let me put it to you this way. I go to Hines VA. I take 23 pills, 23 damn pills a day to stay alive. The doctor asked me, how you doing? Mr. Martin, I said before or after I took my medication. Now, the point I'm getting to, right, I can't make no decision for the village, but I can vote. You know what I'm saying? I can vote. I help get you in office. Damn it, I get your ass out of office. Now, two, we have a lot of churches around here. One that don't belong to a church, attend a church of your choice. Please, I'm asking you, please do what you feel is right.
That's all I can ask.
God see what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Martin. Steve Johnson. Stephen Johnson. That's the last person. Tanya Gehring. Spraggins. Irvin Mitchell. Rodriguez. Okay, that concludes our public comment section. I've asked everyone that signed in had the opportunity to come to the podium. So we really appreciate all of your comments, all of your suggestions. These are decisions that need to be made, and no one likes this situation where we have to deal with a predatory company that has their hands around our neck. We know what the problem is. I'm asking for you guys' support on the next chapter in University Park and getting Aqua out of this community and getting in a new water source, and not Illinois American, not a private water company. That's the mission that we need to work on collaboratively to make this a better place to live. We're never going to get what we want from Aqua Water. It's just not in them. Private water companies are in there for only their money. And two private water companies in Illinois is Aqua and Illinois American. We have to get away from those companies. We don't have a contract with Aqua Water or any agreement with them, but they do own the infrastructure, and that's the challenge that we have. We can't apply for federal grants that other municipalities can receive because we can't apply for grants to apply to someone else's property, which is the water system. So that's the situation that we're in. So we're looking for resolutions. We can't continue saying what the problem is. We have to come out of here with a brighter day and a future moving forward. So that's what we're going to ask your support on. It's not the best thing, it's not the worst thing, but I always will believe that 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. And some might not agree, some will agree. But those are, I chose this position, and you guys chose me this position. There are decisions that are going to have to be made. They may be unfavorable to some, but decisions will have to be made. That's just a part of what we do. So we just thank you for this, and we thank Judge Anderson for everything that he's done while allowing our council to get into this part of the lawsuit. And it looks like the future we'll be able to get into another part of the lawsuit where we can come back and have a meeting and say, now the village is a part of this litigation. Now let's go together as this community. So I thank you again for all of your comments. Nothing's perfect. I'm displeased about it. I'm sure the board members are, but we have to make these decisions to move it forward. And that's all I have to say. Okay, here's the comment. So, yeah. Wait a minute, Madam Clerk. So we're concluding with that, so let me go to the agenda then. You want to make a motion or something?
I would like to make the motion to move agenda item F2A.
We can't hear you.
I would like to make a motion to move agenda item F2A.
Now, Trustee, go ahead. Is that better? Go ahead, Trustee.
Hello? Can you hear? Okay. I would like to make a motion to move agenda item F2A, motion to approve consent decree and settlement agreement with Attorney General and Aqua up to F1A.
Second.
Because we have, the residents wants to know before they leave what happens during the vote. So they would like to know the result. I understand, but I have questions for the first. So I motion to move it up.
Motion and a second on this. You don't know if these mics are on or not. There's a motion and a second. We're going to do a roll call to see if there's a motion that's going to be accepted to move this item up one step. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. This vote is to make a motion to move item F2A, which is a motion to approve consent decree and settlement agreement with Attorney General Aqua, switching positions with item 1A. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Both sides. Just moving it up.
This motion.
Trustee McFadden. Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher. Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Brooks. Both sides. Mayor Ruthie.
Votes aye to move this item up. Thank you. That motion passes. Now we're going to go to the business. This will now be item F1A instead of item F2A, and this is a motion to approve consent decree and settlement agreement with Attorney General and Aqua Water. Is there a motion?
Wait.
Moved by Trustee Lewis. Second by McFadden.
I have questions.
Question?
Okay, so Attorney Oderson, there were several things you stated when you was doing your, the breakdown of the consent agenda. You stated that there were other items that was being offered. What are those other items? Actually, just break down all of the items.
Okay. By the terms of the settlement agreement, Aqua will establish a fund and implement a technical assistance program that's part of the consent decree, benefiting those customers within the lead advisory area, which includes roughly 1,600 homes affected by the lead in the drinking water. Within 30 days of entry of the settlement agreement, Aqua will fund a total of $900,000 for the benefit of residential customers in order to pay the cost of remediation of lead solder and/or lead-containing fixtures. Again, the state and Aqua's previous settlement agreement only required Aqua to fund a total of $500,000. Also, it will notify residents of the technical assistance program. Aqua will be sending informational notices to residential customers in the mail attached to their water bills and explaining how affected residents can sign up for and receive the benefits of the program. Aqua will be launching an ad campaign informing residents of the technical assistance program, which includes a billboard in the village of University Park and 2 additional robocalls. Upon 30 days after entry of the settlement agreement, residents will have 240 days to sign up for the technical assistance program and the activities contained in the assistance program, which includes tap water testing at the kitchen faucet and cost-free remediation of lead solder and/or lead-containing fixtures inside the home if the water tests above the EPA's threshold for lead. If the residents qualified for the cost-free remediation inside their homes, Aqua will connect the eligible homeowner with an Illinois-licensed third-party plumber, someone not connected to Aqua, and pay such plumber up to the sum of $3,500 per eligible resident. Residents must sign up for the technical assistance program within the 240-day period in order to receive the benefits. Aqua will then be obligated to fund the remediation cost for eligible residents up to 1 year following entry into the settlement agreement. Aqua is required to complete all remediation work still in progress even after the 1-year termination date. In addition to covering remediation costs for eligible residents, Aqua will also pay a $200,000 civil penalty to the state of Illinois for its actions related to lead and drinking water crisis in University Park. However, this $200,000 may be used for the replacement of solder and lead pipes if there are insufficient funds left from the main settlement. The village will hold a public hearing in July to outline the actions that the village residents can take to participate in the technical assistance program. There are other things within the 40-page consent order that were done before we were involved. Things that the state of Illinois and the Attorney General's office requires Aqua to do to monitor the water, which the Attorney General and the IEPA will monitor. That's in the consent order. The Attorney General has filed reports for the last 2.5 years showing that the water has tested below what's called 15 parts per billion, and I can't explain that. I'm not an engineer, but that's the criteria. Have tested below 15 parts per billion for the last 2.5 years. As I said in the beginning, the state of Illinois and Aqua were within 3 days of signing the original consent decree, and members of this board were on Zoom when I was in the courtroom arguing for us to be part of this case so we could try to get a little more under this case. This case is not the class action where people will benefit individually with money. It's not the water case, which we are currently fighting with Aqua and with CUB, helping us as a partner to fight rate increases. That is basically the entire consent decree. Like I said, there are other technical things involved between the Attorney General, the County of Will, the IEPA, and Aqua.
Who would be doing the testing for the homes?
The state of Illinois, the IEPA.
So IAPA would be coming to the homes to do the water testing to see if the residents qualify. Is that what you said?
Yes. It will not be Aqua. Yes.
Okay. So
yes, ma'am.
And after they come and do the testing, they test it, and then after that they do something, and then they come and test it again, correct?
They take the water sample, it gets sent to a lab from the state of Illinois. When those results come back, if the results are below 15 parts per billion, nothing further will be done. If it's above, then Aqua has the opportunity to fix that, and then they take another test, and then if this young lady has said it's so high still, then they have to replace the pipes.
After 2 tests.
Yes, ma'am.
So after 2 tests, then if it's still high, then they will come and remediate the problem by fixing the pipes under the kitchen sink.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's at $3,500. I do remember that the board previously had decided and agreed that on a particular thing that we wanted the attorneys to go and negotiate for us. And this is not what the entire board agreed that we wanted to negotiate for. So I'm not sure about where this came from because I wasn't a part of that negotiation that happened. I was not aware of it until I was told about it as well at the town hall meeting. So when we left as a board, we had a discussion that we wanted to make sure, because we did the estimate, and based off of the estimate that was presented by us, by the engineers, it had cost about $5,000 to remediate the problem. So what we discussed is that we wanted to make sure to go back to Aqua, that's where we wanted to keep that number at, to go back and negotiate at $5,000, and to make sure that there was no qualification, because we feel that all of the 1,600 residents in that advisory area should be made whole, because it was not their problem. That's what I thought was going on, and that's the negotiation that I was aware of. I don't know where this one came from. This is not something that was reviewed with the entire board.
So can I piggyback on that?
I want to piggyback.
But hold on, I'm not finished. So it was not with the entire board. I was not involved with that. Also, right now, there is, the judge allowed University Park to intervene into the case. With that, that means that we were able to negotiate now on the consent agenda, because what they presented before the judge allowed us to intervene was the $2,000 minimum and the $5,000. The judge then said we are going to allow University Park to now intervene. Now it gives us opportunity to negotiate, and that's why us as a board in a consensus said that we wanted the attorneys to go back and negotiate for $5,000, which is about the estimate that was presented by our engineers, and also for it to be no qualifications. Then also, so because of that, we won that, so that's what the negotiation I thought we were doing. Right now, yes, there is an appeal out there, which you didn't mention, that that Aqua and them has an appeal that's out there that's trying to reverse the decision of the judge.
Yes.
That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So to me, we still have an opportunity to negotiate. And even if whatever happens with this 3,500, the consent agenda is still going to be still in place, because the original offer of $2,000 and $500,000, from my understanding, is still there. Because you stated that you will receive nothing if we go to this. But that is, from my understanding, that's not true. It will go back to the original consent agenda.
Well, quite frankly, I don't know who told you that, but when
That's what was presented by the attorneys at Olson, Frazier.
That's me.
Yes.
Yes. I did go back and try to get $5,000 per home, and try to get $2.4 million. The trustees who were there, the mayor who was there, the manager who was there, heard that. The judge broke us into different courtrooms and negotiated amongst all the parties, including the state of Illinois, remember, and the Attorney General. And it came to the best that the judge could do for us was the $3,500 per person and $900,000 into this kitty that we could use to help fix the pipes. So please remember, we were not involved in this case until October of 2023, when I filed a petition to intervene, and I asked you all either to come downtown to Will County with me, or to be on the Zoom, and most of you were there and saw the argument, and you saw the state of Illinois and Aqua fight very hard. They had 10 lawyers, we had 1. And the Judge Anderson, allowed us to intervene to try to the pot that they had previously agreed to. So yes, if you don't approve this tonight, then I have to go back to the court, tell them it's not approved, and they may or they may not give you the original consent order, which we stopped at $500,000 in 2,000 a home. There's nothing to say that they have to do that. There's nothing signed by the court. Nothing. And I don't have a lot of hope that you'll get that, because we won. And again, as I started out in the beginning to say, this is not the lawsuit where you get individual money. It's the class action that's still out there. And and you had a lawyer for 4 years. Not me. We weren't in the case.
And as like the residents was asking, yes, University Park should have intervened and sued Aqua 4 or 5 years ago. I agree. I was a resident then as well. I wasn't a trustee. So that was something that I felt that should have been done. I'm a trustee now. Unfortunately, this is something we have to work with. But the intervention, by being able to intervene, we still have an opportunity, I feel, to negotiate.
There's no more negotiations. The judge made that very clear. It's been 4 and almost 5 years of litigation between the state of Illinois and Aqua. And the judge was...
Negotiation you all had the settlement hearing on the 7th. So that was when we were negotiating. And that was only some people was there, everybody wasn't.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. That is not something that I would have been negotiating. I would not accept it, and I know that I could to say something more.
Nobody was allowed to talk but the lawyers. No one else. We weren't allowed to talk but the lawyers. We didn't negotiate.
Even if the woman's not talking except the lawyers, you all were able to talk to the lawyers to say, the lawyers came back to you all and said, this is what they're holding in. And you all decided to say, okay, we accept it.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. That's not what happened. I was there, trustee. That's not what happened.
That's not what happened, though.
I know that I was not in attendance. And then when I hear on the time hall that we agreed to a settlement agreement, I was not happy with it. So that's what I'm saying. Again,
Okay.
I feel that there's still opportunity for negotiation. I hear all the residents, their voice, what they're saying. All of us have heard everything that you all have said. And we all agree, we all feel your pain. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the houses that's in the advisory area, but I still feel your pain. I listen to you all, I see you all.
And there's no more negotiation.
So, I do understand.
Got Trustee Thompson. Trustee Thompson, then you got Trustee
I
James.
hear my time and I pass it on, but I just wanted to make sure that what you were putting out there, that everybody knew exactly what's going on.
And the negotiation is where we started off, but in reality, go ahead.
Well, Mayor, can everybody hear me? Yes. So, I want to ask Attorney Alderson, would that be considered an illegal meeting? Because you all were there, they came back that Saturday at the town hall and said, we made a decision, we negotiated. So is that an illegal meeting according to the Open Meetings Act? Because I was not notified. I didn't have the opportunity to speak for the people, that's my job. I never had the opportunity. I might have said something else.
The trustees and the mayor did not speak.
But they spoke to you.
They spoke to me, yes.
That's a meeting.
No, it's not. It was negotiations for a legal case.
A negotiation is a meeting.
Yeah, it was-
Excuse me.
I'm talking to the...
Excuse me just 1 second. Chief, go ahead and make your announcement real quick. We'll go back.
I do apologize. I'm looking at 2 cars that are blocking another resident in that's trying to leave. It's a red car ending, license plate ended in 318, and then another one with a license plate 5 that's ended in license plate 83734. Those 2 cars are blocking another resident who can't leave. If you can, if that car those cars belong to you, would you please move your cars so another resident can leave? Thank you.
All right, thanks,
decision in concert with you. Well, I'm talking right now. I'm talking. So they came there, and you all, they did something. They didn't just sit there like a bunch on the log. They talked to you. They had to tell you something. So I didn't have a voice in that decision or whatever negotiation you were having. I didn't have a voice. And but now I'm accountable. And I don't think that's proper.
So trustee, let me just say this one thing, is that none of us had the opportunity.
So I really was asking the attorney, because I want the legal definition. Because you all had a chance to speak.
No.
Even if you had a chance to speak to him, I didn't have that chance. You took my choice away to represent these people that voted for me.
So let me.
I might have said something else. I would have.
Let me, Trustee Jew, listen. We went on the same platform as we did when the last time we were here, when we were going. Nothing changed. The same thing that we asked for, the $5,000. We didn't go in there and change any parts of the negotiation.
Let me ask you a question then.
Let me finish. When Judge Anderson said that there will be no more negotiation, this is the final day, this is final it. If you're going to come and you're going to do something or not, that was the final call. So when we went to the courtroom, there was no change in anything that the board had decided to go forward with. As far as the $5,000 and everything that we asked for, nothing changed. Okay, well,
Let me ask, so the $55,000 fine that the village had against Aqua, was that a part of the negotiation?
Yes.
So what happened with that? I didn't hear you mention it.
We would not proceed in the appellate court. We would stop the case.
So we would not get even just the $55,000?
No, we would get the extra
made that
$400,000. Yeah, you're right, the $400,000 means nothing compared to the $50,000
But
that we may or may not have gotten. May or may not have gotten.
Let me give you a hypothetical. I'm giving feedback. But wait, Donna, I have... He said it's not.
But they don't know what that
The village fined Aqua $50,000. Aqua appealed that to the Illinois Appellate Court, to the Circuit Court. That is pending in the Circuit Court.
So, I want to be the devil's advocate, you know me. I'm the bad guy, okay.
No, it's good.
So you got the $900,000. And so that might cover 1,600 homes, hold up, 1,600 homes in the area that Aqua decides is affected. What if only 100 of those homes Aqua determines and the IEPA are affected? What happens to the rest of the money?
The $200,000 goes as a fine, like the original $200,000 to the state.
That's not the question. I said, so 1,600 homes, maybe only 100 homes are affected, according to Aqua and the Illinois EPA. That doesn't take up the whole $900,000. So then what happens to the rest of that money?
Of the $900,000, if there's money left over, $200,000 of that money goes to the state of Illinois as a fine. That's $200,000. If there's money left over, there's provisions, let me find it. I think $50,000 goes to your local school district.
What? Say it again? How much goes to the school district?
I think $50,000, if anything's left over, but the residents, it goes to the residents first to fix the problem. Let me tell you. The Crete-Moniz School District 201U would get $50,000 if there's money left over.
If.
$5,000 to PK's Christian Learning Site, which was in the original consent decree.
That won't even pay for the people needed to assess those kids. That won't even pay anybody's salary.
That's where the money would go. That's and that was in the original decree. I didn't try to mess with that. But to answer, Trustee, to respectfully answer your other questions, the trustees and the mayor who were there, the judge would not let them participate. And when I went into negotiations, I went in with $5,000 per home and $2.4 million.
So you didn't speak to them at all? Because when they came back, they said, we make this decision.
No, they were there to hear what the judge had to say, and then we all are bringing it back to you. You have to vote on it. They can't vote. They couldn't vote or anything there. It has to come back to this board. That's why it's on the agenda.
Okay, I'd like to speak.
Go ahead, Trustee. Thank you.
Okay, we did not have any opportunity to speak. Our attorney, Odelson, the judge, and those 9 or 10 Aqua attorneys went into a closed chamber. And I'm repeating it. And we sat there. So there was not a conversation. No one came out and negotiated. No one said, do you think this is good or do you think this is bad? Every one of us agreed to the $5,000. Everything he took into that courtroom was what we collectively, not me, all of us agreed to the $5,000. So we all agreed to that. He went in there shooting his best shot. Those attorneys were highly upset with us because, again, the judge agreed. We never had a voice at the table because we never came. We did vote away Nina Fain, who was not doing her job, and we know that even when there were Aqua meetings, the public wasn't showing up. I tuned in on Zoom several times to see there was no representation. I watched this very carefully. So we didn't get any special privilege other than we rolled down there and came back. When we came back to this town meeting, we were simply letting you know the $5,000, which most people, if you know how you negotiate, you start high and you hope to land in the middle. The middle of 5,000 is $2,500. Well, they went up a notch and gave us $3,500. They gave us $900. So we didn't completely look at it as a loss because after the judge was indicating that Aqua was done with us, 4 years of nobody coming, 4 years of no voices, that it was going to either take this or leave it. But let me say this, since I've been in this community, since 2019, when we got the knocks on our door and the letters, I've been on Nextdoor, I've been on every social outlet, I have cried loud and spared not. I have let this community know over and over again what Aqua was doing, what they weren't doing. I made sure that people got their bills paid because I called Will County Center, Miss Robinson, a supervisor who spoke to Aqua, a Miss Kelly, and got 53 people's bills paid. So I haven't been sitting here doing nothing. So when I got picked, it wasn't a surprise because I have been doing the work. When I made sure that Village Manager Scott put together an Aqua relief plan with that money we received from the Biden administration, $150,000, that paid for a lot of people's water bills out here. And my fight has not ended. So I don't want anybody getting on these platforms and lying and making it seem like I've outsold us when I haven't. I've been continuing to fight for this community. I live in this village. I came home one Friday. Okay, my husband was gone. He was deceased. My water was off. Okay, I had 5 children and 2 nephews. I had to take them to a hotel because who's going to stay in a house with no water? I had several people out here who needed to get the technicians to read their meter, but because of the way that furnace and everything was set up, it couldn't get done. I had to call Cubs, all these different people people to make sure, again, their water wouldn't get cut off because of a technical problem with Aqua. So it kind of angers me because I know what I've been doing, and I haven't been sleeping on the job. I've been doing my part, and it's unfortunate. I don't know why everybody didn't get picked to go, but you were going to just sit there because there was nothing you could do. There was nothing. The only thing I gave to this gentleman, I said, listen, I want an ad campaign. I want people to know when we walk out of here, we want people to know University Park has clean water and that jobs and businesses and families can move back into our community. That's the only thing I gave him. God is my witness. That was it. That was all. The rest of it was everything that we sat here and agreed to. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the 5. They said 3,500. Take it or leave it. So that's where we're at now.
Facts. I just want to say, along with Trustee Gina, when we had red tags on our doors for our water to cut off in Monterey Village, 1, 2, and 3, I called Senator Jones and the mayor. And what happened there? We got those waters to stay on and cut off the water. We had red stickers on every door in Village Condo 1, 2, and 3. We collectively said, go $5,000. As a homeowner, we didn't have a chance to speak. He went in there with the fight to fight the 5,000, and we got 3,500. We weren't pleased with that. We ain't pleased with 3,500 or the $900,000. We wanted millions. We asked for millions. We told her, go for it, 50. Don't stop it, put no cap on it, because our residents didn't do this problem. This is something I created. Why are we settling? We don't have a choice. Now, I agree with you. It's not a lot of money for the homes to take care of the problem. We told her that Bert went in guns blazing for millions. I was so upset. I went up to Mr. Carter, did I not, Junior? I said, your face needs to be in University Park because this is your problem, and you have not shown up in our village. That man looked at me and shook his head and walked away. I said, you are accountable for all of us. You're the president. Show your face and tell these residents what's happening. They want to see you. They don't want to hear from the board. They want to hear from us. That man didn't say one word. Did he, Bert? Did he, Jim? Not one word. He didn't say nothing to me. I said, this is the same problem that we looking at. You walking away from us and not giving us nothing. That's what I said to him.
This is, you have to understand, this is just part 1 of the fight. And we're in, it was the bottom of the night with 2 out, and we were down by a lot of runs, and didn't have much left in the bullpen. But excuse me, ma'am. Jeez. Yeah. There are other board members. There are other fights coming. That class action is live, and well. The ICC fight is live, and we continue in that fight. I don't bring you all the pleadings and everything we file and what Cub has done for us and the experts have done. We're in that fight. If we don't do this, okay. I mean, that's what you vote to do, and then the judge will order what the judge orders, and the judge is not. The judge is not going to order what I've brought to you tonight. The judge may go back to the original consent decree and may not. He doesn't have to. Aqua is very upset, and so is the Attorney General that we're this far in the case at such a late hour coming into the case.
I just want to say to all the residents that's here, you've heard this case, you heard what went on. So, with a show of hands, how many of you think we should take it or get nothing? I'm But you just heard everything.
So there needs to be, that's up to the board.
All right, I also have questions that, for the water delivery, what is happening with that? What is going to happen with the water delivery to the residents?
No, the water, you mean the vials of water?
The distribution center.
30 days after the entry of the decree, it ends.
So 30 days after whatever.
No matter what you do tonight, it's ending 30 days.
Tonight, the water delivery.
Not from tonight, from whenever the order is entered. Whether it's this order or the order that the judge...
Or 30 days after that, then the water delivery stops.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Go ahead, trustee.
So, I've been sitting up here since 2017. Tonight, I think I did one thing that I don't often do, is do a lot of listening and note-taking. I heard a lot of politics. I heard a lot of anger, disappointment, and I'm hearing the word compromise. Let me just say that I was brought in to help with this, and I said it last board meeting, because when I got ill, people went to Washington, and they came back. Now, one person said, Trustee Brooks. I say it again. I said it at the town hall meeting. I don't appreciate what I do, and it goes unspoken. What I appreciate is that I see a lot of people who I coach their grandsons, their sons, they're my neighbors, church members here tonight, and one thing is they know that I have fought when it first happened, and it was me, Ms. Beck-Fulcom, and the mayor on these calls with the Attorney General and Glasgow's office. To get to this point, I do agree with some people. This was hit out of left field. And Bert, my argument back with you when I said facts and fiction, I was trying to tell the crowd, you see some things, we'll sort it out. Because First Baptist, they're back there, they're not gonna come with some false numbers. Aqua makes a lot of money. And that was my argument when I was on this so-called, we're gonna call it the water team, because that's who's supposed to went down there to negotiate this. When it was myself, Ms. Beck-Fulcom, and the mayor, and a lot of days it was Ms. Beck-Fulcom and myself because the mayor may have been on doing something else. One thing I can say is that I had no mercy for Aqua because I felt they had enough money to spend on our water. Craig Blanchard came up here. He said that that no one would have to pay water bills, but then he turned around and retract that lie. All of a sudden, sewer bills are being paid or charged to people. So they never lost a profit whatsoever. The thing that bothers me is that I feel with the minority. I've been up here 7 years, and it felt like a punch to me to sit here and I hear that during a town hall meeting because no one sent an email, nobody said anything. They didn't. And the person who's supposed to be a senior trustee, that hurts. Because I keep trying to be a team player, but yet I still haven't got a fair shake on nothing. And tonight, my attitude is this. The people want something better. The judge is going to have to accept tonight that my vote is going to reflect the people. I personally felt that 5,000, because I thought I heard the number 9,000. Okay, I wasn't crazy. 9,000, I know I wasn't crazy. 9,000. But we said 5 to start for Bert to go in and argue. The problem I have is that if we knew that 9, that we have an expert that said 9, but we agreed to 5, and then someone says 35, come on now. Come on now. Just like the pastor, First Baptist just got through saying, this is a $1 billion company, and they cannot pump out extra. It's a drop in the hat just to even say 9,000 a household. We have trustees that live in multi-complex across the street. We had that discussion. The piping that they're going to have to go from several apartments. And then let alone, let's talk about the notes. Young lady back there said, my mama lived in a multi-level house. But yeah, we're talking about fixing only a kitchen faucet. I still stick, ladies and gentlemen, because now we're in open session about it, I still gonna say, the chemical came through their pipelines. I'ma always believe it was never our solder. I'ma believe that whatever they put in them pipes, rushed it all the way, when they got up here to University Park, and for whatever reason over by Western, you just heard Madam Clerk's testing, it was ridiculous. Why is it that closer to Western you get, the levels are high? They high. Somebody is not telling us something, and what they trying to tell us, I guess the word fool is written on our foreheads, and we're supposed to believe it and accept this. I honestly believe that at this point, Pastor Hunt said it, and as he said it, I wrote it down. Chase the lion into the pit. Chase the lion into the pit. I think we need to know tonight, the judge, Aqua Water, the word no, in my opinion, should reflect that no, we're gonna fight. Look how much money First Baptist done calculated that this company make. If you can't give us 9,000, give us the 5,000. Not only that, Creek Monique, I'm not agreeing that if money is left over, they get 50,000. Really? Is that how much our kids worth in Creek Monique? So, you're talking to someone who was sitting here, and I heard someone say, oh, this started in 2018. They're so busy playing politics to put something back on Mayor Covington. Let me tell you something. I was sitting here. We didn't know. Only thing I can tell you is that the lawyers we had in 2017 when we got in, they tried to go up on the rate, and we did the same thing that Bert Odelson is doing. We're fighting them on that. So every few years, they keep raising the rate, and the village attorneys are fighting them. Because someone mentioned, I guess because of the exchange with me and Bert, man, come on now. No. I say what needs to be said and it's over with. And tonight, I'm saying this. My vote reflects the energy that was in this room, the energy that I have been carrying for 7 years on this board. We can do better than someone to go in there when we march in with 5,000 and someone said 3,500, but yet these are the same people. Glasgow, he ain't never set foot in University Park yet, but he wants you to vote Democrat for him. I don't care if he's watching on the camera. We ain't seen Kwame yet. And we had a conversation, and no one has spoken to him. I honestly believe a serious conversation needs to start happening before a judge makes another decision. I appreciate that Bert said he coming in and yes, it was the bottom of the ninth. But also, let's be real, Trustee Brooks was on it from October, the water team from November of 19 until my re-election, and I was told I needed a break. For what? For what? I'm not tired. It was turned over to Trustee Lewis. She ain't tired, she's still fighting herself. When Trustee Williams got elected, I said, well, Trustee Williams should take into it. We want to appoint people. Stop playing the damn politics. So my vote tonight is the beginning of chasing a lion into the pit. So call it what you want, whoever's watching. You a $1 billion company. And if you was here, you would look at how many faces in here. They may not look like yours, but they drinking the water. And they deserve safe water just like Pastor's right. Monique wouldn't go for it. Crete wouldn't go for it. Everybody else wouldn't go for it. But why we got to go for it? Why we got to say that this is the only choice of the best deal we can do? So my thing is when I say no, Bert, whatever you can do, let's do. Understand? But outside of that, we need to start chasing the damn lion into the pit. I yield my time. I'm done for the night.
Thank you, Trustee. Anybody else questions? If not, we've got a motion and a second. Let's do the roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Votes no. Trustee McFadden. Votes no. Trustee Foster.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes hecky no.
Trustee Williams.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes no for the people.
Mayor Rudez.
I concur.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes no. Item F. Trustee.
Guaranteed technical service and consultant, the item, so we can table this.
I'll second.
He left.
I'll second.
Quiet down, please. Please quiet down. There's a motion and a second. There's a motion and a second to table item F2A now. It's now F2B. Yeah. F1, whatever it is. So trustee, also, can we also make another, we got a motion and a second. Who's? Thompson. So also, I would ask the board to also make a motion to remove item
F2D.
Okay, we had to do one at a time. Okay, let's do a roll call, please, on this motion.
This is to table. Okay, this is the motion to table.
Yes. Yes, this is the motion to table.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trustee Lewis.
Votes aye.
Trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Trustee Falter.
Votes aye.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye to table. Also, I would like the board to make a motion to, what is this?
F2D.
F2D.
So moved.
Move to.
Wait a minute.
Wait, slow down.
I don't have a recording that transcribes.
Slow down. We got F2D. So she's making a motion. We're making a motion to take F2D.
F2D?
that's the Village of University Park. An ordinance adding chapter 8, guest accommodations, that's the Airbnb. That was not supposed to, it was be on there, but that's also for the board to look at, to any recommendations or anything on that item. So that's what I'm asking to table that item. Yes, ma'am.
Why can't we table it when we want to?
Huh?
Why can't we table it when we want to?
Well, because I want to do, okay. All right, we can table when we get to it, Madam Clerk.
I was just asking.
Yeah, I would like to get a motion from the board to consider F2B, F2C, and F2D all as one.
Right.
Not D.
F2B and
F2B and C. B and C. As one.
You want a motion?
Yeah.
So moved.
Moved by Thompson, second by Brooks. Roll call, please.
Okay. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Trustee Thompson.
Vote aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Vote aye.
Trustee McFadden.
Vote aye.
Trustee Lewis. And Mayor Ruthie.
I concur, Madam Clerk. Vote aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
that is F2B. First, second, and third reading of an ordinance amending Section 808-06 pertaining to licensing fees. That's ordinance O-2024-09. F2C, first, second, and third reading of an ordinance amending 814-04 pertaining to licensing fees for video gaming. That's ordinance O-2024-10.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, can I have that motion to?
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Thompson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
That's Lewis and Thompson.
Lewis and Thompson, yes.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee McFadden.
Vote aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Vote aye.
Trustee Thompson.
Vote aye.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Ruthie.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
So we can table.
Yes, ma'am. Item F2E, bills payable. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on June 5th, 2024 through June 25th, 2024. General Fund, $239,579.08. Road and Bridge, $5,192.04. Town Center Fund, $5,864. Capital Project Fund, $38,461.79. TIF 5,857. Payroll Fund, $5,331.04. With a grand total of $295,286.38. Is there a motion? Moved by Lewis. Second by McFadden.
Question.
Question.
So are these bills paid already? Yes. Okay, thank you.
You got something, Trustee?
Ms. Scott, I know we cutting. I'm just concerned about that lease. Are you following, you know what I'm talking about, or do I need to say the check number?
Check.
So, okay, let me do it.
Or pay number and then check.
Do you know who it's made out to?
Yeah, the golf cart rental. I see it's $7,400.
What page?
7,400?
Yeah.
That's for the regular lease that
Okay,
we have. Yes, that's the regular lease that's been going on for over a decade, and the
Okay.
price has not increased.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure yeah.
Yes, trustee.
All right.
Sorry, Village Manager, lease for what? The golf equipment? Golf carts? We got golf carts?
Oh, yeah.
Downstairs.
I announced that in one of my board reports.
I wasn't sure because it was, and then it wasn't, and then I guess now it is. Okay, thank you.
Any others? Brooks, you got something on the table? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I just can't see.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Vote aye.
Trustee Folger. Trustee Thompson.
Votes no.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye to pay the bills. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's see. Anybody comments? We got trustee comments. Start off with our department heads. Chief, Deputy Chief, you got any comments tonight?
Just a couple of real quick ones, just to update everyone on some training that we're having. If you guys noticed a lot of the cars behind the fire department that are flipped over or taken apart, that's us training with our extrication tools. It's something you'll probably see from University Parkway, but just a heads up. So it's a good thing to see everything out there. We're going to be starting our training with our IHI, which is one of our largest power plants in our village. That starts tomorrow around 10:30. We'll be doing that with PD also.
Okay.
So just 2 updates on our training. Other than that,
How we coming with the CPR classes?
those will be actually speaking with the village manager right after the holiday to start setting dates for September.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Chief?
I just got one question for Deputy Richards.
Yes.
I remember you was talking about the AEDs. Do we have, what buildings, the facilities are the AEDs?
Currently with the village, there's one here, and then there's one at Village Hall.
And I also want to ask you, are you going to be training on AEDs as well to the village?
As of right now, we've completed the entire village, other than some new hires. So the entire village has been trained with CPR and AED, and we're going to try to roll the CPR for the village, the residents, and the AED will be included. Awesome, that's cool. Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Chief? Okay. Chief?
Good evening, residents, Mr. Mayor, and Village Board. Just got a couple of things. Chat with the Chief is ongoing. Our next Chat with the Chief is this Thursday coming up right here at 90 Town Center at 5:30. If you have a question that you want to ask directly to the Chief of Police, myself, please come on out. We can have a lively conversation, but we're not going to stand on ceremony. The police department answered 703 calls for service in May, and I did want to bring up the fact that we answered 7 shots fired calls in all of May. 4 of them were in the county jurisdiction, so they were not in University Park, but they were heard in University Park. But the concerning part is there were 2 shots fired calls where citizens saw the bad guys and didn't call the police until after the police got there, and then they came out and said, I saw them get out their cars, but they didn't call. So I want to stress with the citizens, what did President Obama say? See something, say something. As soon as you see something that's not right, get on the phone. It's better to get us rolling in that direction than waiting to see what's happening. Same thing happened with fireworks complaints. A couple of citizens stopped me as I'm riding around town when I'm at the Dollar General and that type of thing, and talking about a couple of fireworks calls, but they admitted they never called the police. Call us every time. Some things we just won't know until you tell us. Speed bumps have been deployed, and remember, Chat with the Chief, June 27th, right here at 5:30. We're still doing our planning for National Night Out. That'll be August 6th, right here in the parking lot, and we're always looking for volunteers, for people to help us get out there. And remember, the fine for fireworks is $750, and we're gonna collect, all right? And make sure you lock your car doors, your house doors, and stuff like that. That's it, Mr.
Thank you, Chief.
You are
Chris?
email. Chief? You are email.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I emailed it to you about 4 o'clock, or actually 2.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Chris?
Good evening, everyone. just to cover a couple things that Public Works has done so far for the month of June. We cleaned up around the town center. We've been helping at the golf course, which is consisting of grass cutting and the removal of the grass clippings. We have been working with code enforcement to ensure all vacant houses are mowed on a regular basis. We have begun the tree removal and trimming with the completion of Fairway Club Estates. We continue to chip every Monday and hot patch every Thursday. I have met with Solitude Lake Management regarding our, and have come up with a solution to ensure that our fountain is running smoothly. I have met with Mead Electric regarding 2 streetlight repair jobs located at 802 Sandra and 413 Doral Terrace, which should be completed by next week. I have met with Fence Master regarding the fence repair located at our Public Works garage, and I am waiting for an exact start date on that. The village manager and I have met with Pace regarding public ad posting on our bus stops in town, and touching back on the sinkhole on Sandra and Blackhawk. We got called to that on Father's Day, that Sunday. When I arrived, I noticed that it was sinking pretty bad. We did set up all the barricades. We did contact Calumet City Plumbing. They came out. We're just waiting to receive the proposal. We should be receiving the proposal either tomorrow or by the end of the week, and we plan to take action to get that situated as soon as possible. That's something that we don't want you guys to think that is being ignored. We are in the process of trying to get that done as soon as possible. In regards to the removal and the tree trimmings throughout town, we are working in sections to ensure that we are removing and trimming every tree in need. One quick thing, also please be on the lookout for our cleanup day as we are in the work of determining what day will work best, so that way we can take place and take action for our cleanup day. But that's basically it that I have. Thank you.
Chris, I got one question. I'm getting a couple of calls about the vacant lot. I think it's on Circle and Union where a house was torn down. So they asked, I know it's not our property, but can we clean it up a little bit because the weeds are really outrageous. And number 2, I'm concerned about, I think we still have Clark mosquito when they start spraying the community for mosquitoes and things of that nature. Those are the only 2 things that I'm concerned about Public Works, because I know that we will be addressing the streets and the lighting situations.
Yes, I will make sure to take care of that. There was one more thing that I was going to say. I just forgot. My apologies. If it comes back to me, I'll let you know.
We're here for a few more minutes.
Don't forget about, I think Ms. Boyd asked if we can clean up over by Aqua swimming pool and, clean that up so residents can walk over there. Can you add that to the list?
Yes, so that's another thing too. We are in the process, I'm in the process of actually making a calendar, and hopefully maybe we could post it on the village website as far as what Public Works is going to be tackling. Anything regarding Pine Lake, the pool, stuff like that, that is something that's going to be targeted every month, so that way we're not fighting with overgrown stuff and it taking us much longer. So that's something I do want to address and get in action to take place every month, at least once a month.
Thank you.
Oh, one more.
Manager Scott?
Oh, okay. So,
I got a question.
you weren't here, but I asked like multiple times, is it your responsibility to cover that swimming pool?
So from my understanding, yes and no. I'll touch base on both. There's nothing really stating that for us to cover it. Do I think we should cover it? Yes, just because, one, it's going to prevent the pool from constantly being filled up and us constantly having to drain it. 2, can it prevent a future fatality? Yes. It's just finding the correct funding that we need and getting an exact answer if we can actually get a quote to see if we can actually go and cover that pool.
Mosquitoes grow there too?
Yes.
Okay, second question. So you know the sinkhole on Sandra. So I see the horses and stuff like that, but I was thinking, I have problems driving at night, even with glasses. So somebody comes through there, people fly up and down the street. If they come through there at night, or not really, is that going to be able to, are they going to be able to, should it be flashing? I mean, what can we do?
All of our barricades that are out there have reflectors on them. So anytime any lights shine on that, you will get the reflection of that. We don't have, as far as on our barricades, any flashing lights, like as you may see for other construction sites. Yes. Okay.
All right. Manager Mary, Ms. Baker, then Neva, then Manager Scott.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, everybody, I guess, and the village. Want to go over a few things for the Finance Department. Currently conducting more staff meetings, going over policies and procedures in reference to invoices and past purchase orders. Met with the Board of Trustees for bills payable. Just want to give an update that we, the Finance Department, are reconciling and bringing a resolution to past due balances, as our village manager Scott can concur, that we are in continuous process and operating in a current status. As of now, I'm working to have a hand in reconciliation of bank deposits, working with Consperic regarding biweekly payroll processing, thoroughly organizing and storing past due financial records for auditing purposes, managing and assisting with department bill payment processing, as well as assisting with budget. Recently coordinating with HR to update active and term employee benefits so that costs can be reduced. Every little bit helps. Also, with the Metro collection and the bank deposit, we're getting on target with scheduling and just making routine pickups with the assistance of our chief of the police. Just want to add a side note, who's sick of me and puts me out every other week in regards to moving forward, upcoming department events. Within the Finance Department in July would be a finance meeting that will be occurring. Meeting with presently department heads to ensure timely submissions for our year 2025 budget proposal. As I sit here over it's only been a little bit over 30 days, I'm more so thankful to be presented with this opportunity as the finance director for the village, so I'm more so thankful. Please be advised that I do have full clearance and support to move forward to obtain all I need from Consperic to get the finance department restored accordingly. So with that being said, and I ask for the village's patience as we work through this transition, because it does take time as we do in-house audits. So with that being said, please know that all hands are on deck with moving forward with the progression. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
You will, Ms. Baker. You
Leslie?
will email me.
So here is your HR report, the employee handbook.
You
have me?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Oh. I was like, where the voice coming from?
Exercise.
I heard a voice, but I didn't see the...
Okay, so the employee handbook, you all will get the employee handbook and have it for the entire month of August. Okay, and then you can make your comments on there, and then when we come back together, we'll have a separate meeting for you to review that. We actually onboarded 5 employees. We are staffed at the golf course right now. They've been, I don't know if you drove by there today, but it's really looking good. If we get a little more rain tonight, that might help too. But we staffed with code enforcement, got there too, and then we also got a superintendent for the golf course, so we're looking good there. We continue to post the internal positions. We had 5 interviews. Elizabeth and I are working on the intern program. Unfortunately, we only received, the deadline is over, we're done, but we only received 9 resumes. That's not good. But we received 9 resumes for the intern program for the Village of University Park. And I was sitting next to tonight a mother that had 2 children that sent in, so I was like, okay. But we do, and actually, in looking at the resumes, I'm kind of proud of them because most of them are college grads, college seniors, and I'm looking forward to them. A little bit of HR backgrounds in there as well. Liz and I have a couple of meetings scheduled with our workers' comp carrier to get an update for CCMSI and also IPHR. We had a couple of employee relation issues that we're dealing with, that continue to go on. And then we also also are continuing to work with IT. They were here tonight to present to you, but they had to leave because they have an early morning schedule. But again, those things are going well. We were able to get Trustee McFadden back her iPad today, and Trustee Lewis back her phone. Yep, so we're kind of moving in those directions. If you all have any equipment that you have given to IT to work on it, whatever, please let me know, because we're trying to do an asset tag so that we know everything that's out and where things are, okay? And then the last thing is that we are working with IMRF and the other Teamsters, because we have now started our insurance planning sessions for July, where pursuant to the 3 labor agreements, we have to have 2 people from each one of those labor organizations on the insurance committee. So we start our first meetings to talk about the increases in insurance. July 15th, I think we have scheduled that for. Thank you.
Ms. Berry.
Staffing, yes, we did. Monday we hired, Chris is a pain in the neck. We did hire somebody on Monday for Public Works. We've got 1 employee in there sitting behind the shutters back there that needs to take his CDL test. Okay? Yeah, so we're doing all right. Yes, that we did. We hired 2, we lost 1. With the one that we lost was a CDL driver, and Chris, you can correct me, but he thought that he wasn't going to have to work, that he was only going to have to drive the CDL truck and then sit and let the guys work and then get back and drive the truck. So it was a misunderstanding. Yeah, and that wasn't going to happen, okay?
Okay. You have one question for Trustee.
Yes, ma'am.
They haven't come through.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, Leslie, when a person turns 65 and they're still working here, aren't they taken off their major medical plan and
Well,
told?
that's on my list, but I didn't share that with you. Yes, and let me tell you how that works.
Okay.
When a person turns 65, they go on to Medicare.
Medicare.
Yes, and so we have been slowly having folks that are over 65 go out off the program. Last Wednesday, Juneteenth, we worked, Liz and I were here, and we met with 2 folks that are way over 65, and help them to complete their Social Security papers so that they could go on the Medicare and go for Part B, C, D, whatever they may be. However, what we learned today is, so while we carry these people on the village's insurance, and there's about 7 of them that have to come off, we are cleaning up those files, and we did, I'm embarrassed to say, but there was somebody that was dead that was on there that we had to remove, but he should have been removed. But anyway, so what we have to do, we can't just remove them. So Liz and I talked today. They're going to all be removed. We're going to send a letter. We're going to talk to them on the phone. We're going to follow up with them, but they go off the end of December, and that'll clear that up. If we take them off right now, Medicare will fine them a lot of money, and so we can't just drop them now, so it'll be at the end of the year. Okay, and then we are meeting with the insurance committee now to make sure that we get that all together. Okay.
But are we, as a village, are we offering them a supplement, or is that something they have to go out and look for their own?
They do that through, they get that on their own,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
They definitely would not want to stay with the village because that money would just be unrealistic for them to pay. Okay, any other questions?
In lieu of that, I just want to make sure that that doesn't include the duty disabilities, right?
Oh, doesn't touch disability at all, sir. Not at all.
Got to watch out for my
Yes,
fellow,
I totally understand.
fellow brothers.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am? Yes, it's going to affect retirees. Yes, that's the retirees that are over 65 that are eligible for Medicare will be transferring over to Medicare, and they'll be able to select what they want from that. And what I have found in the employees that are, or ex-employees that have retired, the few that are still there, they pretty much have their own insurance as well as the village's insurance as well as Medicare Part A. Yeah, so it's not like, so this is like an extra bump that they supposedly have, and we've been in contact with them, or they call us. I mean, I just talked to Copus about 20 times, talked to a bunch, passed the list around, so we're trying to do that in a way that it doesn't affect that retiree. If the retiree calls you, ma'am, please just have them call, because I went through this myself when I retired, and it's not an easy process. It's, when you're getting ready to come off of your nice, comfortable Blue Cross Blue Shield, and now somebody's telling you that you have to select an insurance and you have to pay for it, and there's something called a bubble that if you use too many prescriptions, it's a hard task, and it's one that unless you go through it, people don't understand how difficult it is when you have to retire and don't have insurance coverage that you're used to or being spoiled with. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you know what the donut hole is. You all know the donut hole. Yeah, I'm sick of y'all. We're going to draft, Liz and I talked about that today. We're going to draft a letter so we can get the letter out as soon as we can. And then we're not only going to send them the letter, we're going to call them so that they're not surprised with it. And we actually, someone that was not on the program, we actually put that person back on the program so that we can carry her through the end of December so that she doesn't feel the pain of what it's going to cost her. Yeah.
Because when I got the calls, it's like, what?
And I know, you know what, Clerk, because you've been here so long.
Any information.
Yes.
Except they had heard.
Yes.
And I said, I don't know, you gotta call.
Yeah.
Liz and Les.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do, because we help. Actually, one of your previous employees that was going for it, she was at Social Security, was it yesterday or the day, Liz? I don't know, they're running together, but she had Social Security call me, and we talked on the phone of what this individual needs to do. So Social Security's been really helpful with the employees as well, but every time you call them, you get somebody different too, but we're just trying to do the right thing. Okay, and it doesn't touch, as Theo said, it definitely doesn't touch anybody that's getting workers' comp that's out or any type of duty disability, and these guys made sure of that. Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you. And it's 11 o'clock.
No, it ain't. Yeah, it is.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Trustees. The village newsletter is done, and yes, got it. Everyone who wanted to contribute has contributed, and it'll be sent to households and businesses. There will be 2 newsletters per year moving forward with firm deadlines. I continue to support all departments with website updates, most recently the Veterans Police Department. There's a committee and commissions digital form now, so if someone wants to join the committees and commissions, they can fill out a digital form. They don't have to fill out a paper form, and it comes into our email, and then it can be forwarded to those committees. Also, continue to support the migrant outreach program with the marketing, and I actually had the privilege of working with a rising sophomore from the University of Missouri, Columbia, majoring in strategic communications for the last 4 weeks. She's interned for me in my office and assisted with several different projects. And I continue to support the golf course, assisting with contracts, supply ordering, and seeking out soon-to-be training for the golf course. The gardening program, due to timing and scheduling, is kind of on hold at this point until we get some further communication between the volunteers and our master gardener. And I'll be meeting with the Mayor's Office of Special Events and Mayor Rudez this week for the marketing for the back-to-school celebration. That's all.
Thank you. Manager Scott.
Good evening. So I was asked not to make my report long. But I will say that vehicle stickers are currently on sale. We will be open this Saturday. This is the last Saturday we will be open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We opened up on Saturdays to accommodate people who are not able to come into Village Hall during normal business hours. Please be mindful that the fees are going to be doubled on July 3rd, so please be sure to purchase your sticker to avoid getting a ticket. Tomorrow, Attorney Balaw will be submitting the rebuttal testimony for the Aqua Illinois ICC rate case for me, my rebuttal, and also that of Jonathan Flowers. And that's going to be, we're planning rebuttal testimony regarding the lead issue and also the rate increase. NICOR is replacing a gas main to increase the capacity from 8 inches to 12 inches. You may have seen this work being done. The new pipe has been installed and the old pipe will be abandoned and filled with foam to safely decommission the main rather than disrupting the newly resurfaced pavement. NICOR, Will County Public Works, and the village engineers have coordinated to ensure future planned projects will not be disrupted by this approach. On June 8th, we had our town hall meeting with department heads and elected officials where we discussed the progress and future of University Park, including finance, infrastructure improvements, and economic development. There will be some minor interior demolition starting at Regal Farm, in case people see that. It's going to start at Regal Farm, and it is for the purpose of investigating the electrical and the plumbing of the interior to ensure that the proposed design is accurate and cost estimates are as concrete as possible. We're working with fire department and code enforcement, and they're going to review and approve any plans prior to the construction meeting. The Veterans Memorial Garden improvements are underway, which you can see here, and they're progressing well. Most of the plans have been installed, and the remaining work will include brick walkway repairs and finalizing the landscape plan. Additional improvements, which I have discussed with the Veterans Affairs Committee previously, they will be completed as funds are made available. The asylum seeker program through the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, which I received almost $400,000, is coming to an end at the end of this month in a few days. We had bi-weekly meetings through this program. It was with a nonprofit out of Chicago Heights in conjunction with Governor State University, who was providing English as a second language courses. We provided dental, food, weather-appropriate clothing, and also wraparound treatments, including haircuts, lice treatments, and other critical case management services. This was on my report to address. So the sinkhole on Sandra Drive, as Chris stated, we did have contact. We received a call. I received a call a couple Sundays ago, and we discussed this. So Calumet City's been out. They're addressing the issue and giving me a recommendation for remediation, and we're going to move forward from there. We held our monthly finance meeting last Thursday, so those of you who may not be attending the meetings or watching or did not hear before, we have permanent standing meetings every third Thursday of the month. So please attend. We did have a quorum. Our next meeting is going to be on Wednesday, July 3rd at 6:30. Although we have the monthly meetings, I'm revving it up, and we're having another meeting in a couple weeks, and we're also going to have a finance meeting coming up just to discuss a lot of the finances, because what I realize here is that people will believe a lie quicker than the truth. And I'm going to address some of the comments that were made about the audit reports in a moment, which are right here, by the way. Some of the equipment for the golf course has been delivered and maintenance is underway. We have a few more pieces that are on back order, and we will hopefully be able to purchase these remaining items in the near future. They're still being built. As I discussed in the past, a lot of the factories have not fully recovered from COVID. They're still behind, so there's a few pieces of equipment we're still waiting for, but we have the equipment we need to cut the grass. That's why the grass is getting cut, but we do need 2 pieces of each equipment in order to keep up with the 18-hole golf course. We have events scheduled as far out as August of 2025 of next year. So please reach out. We just had a birthday party last Saturday at the golf course. So reach out if you're interested in having an event. We would love the opportunity to host you. So there's been a lot of misinformation going on regarding the audits. There were some things that were said tonight that weren't completely true. I kind of know where some of it came from. I'm not going to address it. There were 3 people that were on an email regarding a forced audit. So I'd like to explain that. So the audit wasn't properly uploaded. It is here. It has been properly uploaded. I would like to say there was a comment made by a gentleman that said the audits are 5 years behind. That is emphatically not true. We are almost done with the 2021 audit. This is 2024. So please, here they are. And this has been sitting in my office. I actually announced to the board last year, if you rewind one of these board meetings, I said that we finished the 2019 audit. Sometime beginning of this year, I also said that I had this in my office. I think the mayor and maybe one of the trustees actually physically picked up copies of this. So this is bound. I asked the trustees to take this, so I brought it here today. So I want to go over what this is. This is communication with those charged with governance. This goes to the trustees. Pass these down, please. This is Annual TIF District Finance and Compliance Report, year ended April 30th, 2020. Here you go. The next one. Village of University Park Annual Financial Report, year ended April 30th, 2020. So there you have it. I believe it was Mr. Al, if you're watching. That was not true, what you stated, that the accounts, that the audits had not been done in 5 years. That is not true. Since I've been here, we have completed 19, 20, and we're a couple months away from completing 2021, and I have not been here yet 2 years. So I'd like to say that in closing, and God bless.
Thank you, Madam. I just wanted to respond. He always Scott, with these audit reports, we should have
Mrs. Morgan.
We never had an audit. No, it's a separate meeting for the audit.
We could have a meeting at the end of the year to I don't know the exact years, but I know that 19, 20, 21, but I'm sure we should have.
Right, so you said for the 19, 20, 21, it should be an audit hearing where the public can come, we go over the auditors come and talk about audit.
All right. Any trustees got, Mr. Olderson?
Oh, okay.
Just so the board is aware.
Mrs. Morgan, please. You're very disruptive. Good night.
Two things. Judge Anderson will enter the final order in this case on July 8th, and I will forward you his order. Number 2, the class action I spoke about, I don't think that I'll proceed unless I get direction from the board, whether to try to intervene into the class action suit, because that suit is 4 years old too, and I will be opposed by both the plaintiffs and the defendants, just like this case. So I don't know. I don't think it's worth the village's while to pay me or any lawyer to try to intervene in that case either. So if the board wants me to go ahead and try to intervene in that case, we will. But based on what happened tonight and based on the order that I know Judge Anderson will enter in this case, I don't want to spend the village's money in not a good way. And Mayor, we will proceed, as the manager said, we are proceeding in the ICC case with the expert witnesses, with our engineer, with the attorney that we hired, who is an expert in this area. I am not doing a lot in the ICC case because I'm not an expert in that. So we handed it off to Mr. Baylaw, and he's doing it, the great job he always does in representing communities, along with the manager's help and the engineer's help. So we will proceed with the ICC case, but unless I get further action from the board, we're not going to go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, Bert, and if I'm not mistaken, I would think that the board, and I'm just doing a poll right now, I know for a fact that we want you to, I would say we would like you to intervene as far as the litigation, as far as Aqua goes, to open it up to the village, would have an opportunity to file suit. But as you said, you want to hear the direction from the board. That's just the mayor speaking. But I would like you to intervene on behalf of the village till we have a potential possibility of getting a class action lawsuit.
Well, the class action lawsuit is to enter into the one that's there now, and the one that's there now is by residents of the village. We, the village board, and the losses we incurred because of the bad water are not in the lawsuit.
And that's what we want you to intervene in.
And again, it's 4 years old, and I will get...
Who is we, Mayor?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You said we.
That's what I'm saying.
But we should have opportunity to, that's the problem.
That's what we're asking for.
Not that I'm disagreeing with you.
Okay.
But at least, don't speak for me.
I'm not speaking for you.
I'm good at speaking for myself.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So do you want him to intervene?
We're going to discuss it.
Okay.
Because it's not just me.
Well, I'm going to ask everybody, because we need to have clear, concise direction.
So we can put it on an agenda.
Well, go ahead, Trustee Brooks.
Okay. I want to first of all say thank those who did come out tonight to express how they felt. This was something that was long time needed. The residents have been waiting impatiently to hear something about this. So that dialogue is the only way, and I'll say it again, you know, you have to have this dialogue in order to have a democracy. Whether you agree, or as I say, I'm in the voice of reason, or sometimes the voice of dissent. I want to say also, what I've been back 30 days. Last week, I've been busy with Juneteenth everything. I had a wonderful time. There was a Juneteenth at New Hope Church, hosted by Monique. I want to get that correct. It was a wonderful time. A little bit of everybody was there. A couple trustees, village officials, seeing Madam Clerk out there with a hat. We had a catfish from, what's that, Grandmama? Granny Ma, there we go, over in Monique. That was wonderful. We also came back here on Saturday, where I had a chance to MC one that was held by Star Lawson, the lovely Karen Brooks, and Miss Truss volunteered on putting everything together. So it was very wonderful, as we also had a little tribute to a moment of silence for Reggie Hill, who we know passed away suddenly last year. I want to remind everyone we're off doing this 4th of July. Please be considerate of those who fireworks work their nerves. With me, it's only after I hear a consistency, pow, 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 it takes me to another stage of where I used to work, and it agitates me. The grass at the golf course, one of the things when I first came back, I had mentioned it to the village manager. While I was at it, I told her that I felt composting, you got all that grass, you might as well do something with it. So if you see it off to the side, I told her that I thought that back behind the shed, let's begin some form of composting. So I think Chris kind of mentioned it. So that nice big pile of hay will probably be dirt somewhere down the line. I also want to thank those residents who did come out, including Trustee Gina Williams was there for my testimony I gave at New Hope Church, not this Saturday. Sunday was 2 Sundays ago, right? The Sunday right after the last board meeting. No, I don't think I'm becoming a preacher. Is my pastor still here? I'm gonna have to be careful. I'm an apprentice. He called me his apprentice. So yes, apparently it was so impactful that the video has circulated. Some people up here is asking, yeah, so are you going to become a preacher? I think that would be pretty good when it comes to next year's election. That has helped solve if Trustee Brooks run again, right? But no, it was something that I just want to say in that testimony, I did say one thing. We need to watch our tongues. We just do. The tongue is dangerous. Words can do damage. The last is see something, say something. Lately, I have been seeing a lot, and I have been getting on the phone and calling Chief. And Chief been a little busy over in my area. So look, crime is happening. I'm not saying they're not doing anything, but yet this is a village that when you see something, we've always picked up the phone. It's not like back in 1989 when I first got here, you couldn't park your car across the street at 2 a.m. or the neighbor would call on you. It's not that you know, what you call whatever town, oh my God, what do you call a simple town, like the Barney Fife town? Yeah, it's not a Barney, Mayberry, there we go. It's not Mayberry, but yeah, no, things are happening such as shots fired, stolen cars, and believe it or not, I think Chief probably agree with me, stolen cars seem to have been quite a few issues with these juveniles lately. So see something, say something, enjoy your 4th, please be safe, and that's my report.
Thank you. Trustee Williams, you got something tonight? Jill, you got something tonight?
Okay, I don't want to keep belabor the time because I know it's late. I do want to thank everybody for coming out, and I enjoyed you know, just seeing people with passion come out and say what they felt. We need that, and that's something I feel like we should have been doing all this time and not letting it go, because this Aqua situation is very serious, and I'm very passionate about it. And I want to see more community involvement so that we can make noise and our voices be heard. As Trustee Brooks said, I did go to New Hope Church. Shout out to Pastor Hunt, my co-worker. And it was a wonderful testimony. In fact, this month in June was men's months there, so they were having nothing but the men minister to the people. He did an awesome job with his testimony. I also went to Star Lawson's Juneteenth affair. It was wonderful. He was the MC. His wife was excellent. Donna spoke on Juneteenth. And they had poets and singers and everything. So it was a wonderful celebration we had. And then I went to our marvelous Marva Hampton's 70th birthday party. She doesn't look it, she looks great, and she needed to be celebrated. She's a great employee. We all love Marva, so that was a wonderful experience. So that's all I want to say for tonight. Everybody have a good 4th.
Thank you. Trustee Thompson?
I was really happy to see all the people that came out, because it affirmed to me that people really care about where they live. And as Trustee Brooks said, if you see something, say something. That does not just apply to crime. It applies to, if you see me doing something, you should speak to me about it. If you see anybody in this board, speak to the right person about it. It's your right. It's your right to do so. It's just important to speak about your own quality of life in this village. And I'm not going to be subdued. I'm going to have my own mind, and nobody has to like it. It's not personal, but my job as trustee, think about the word trustee. Somebody trusted me to look out for their interests. And sometimes the decisions are hard, but I still have to make them. Continue to make your voices heard, residents. And I hope everybody has a great holiday.
Trustee Fulcher, anything?
Good, well, it's almost morning, but good evening. I just wanted to thank all the residents for coming out. I know a lot of them going home, but I appreciate their support. I appreciate them paying attention and voicing their opinions on what's going on here in University Park and what they've been experiencing for the past 5 years with this water situation and other things that was brought up about the streets and the foliage, all of the different things. We need more of that, so I wanted to thank the residents for that. I did also attend a lot of Juneteenth events. All of them were wonderful. One at New Hope, First Baptist, Creek Monique University, Creek Monique 201U had their first one, and I was really glad to be able to attend that one as well. That was their first one. I look forward to a lot more University Park residents and board to attend that for next year. And also I attended the one for community group with Star Lawson. So it was a lot of Juneteenth events. I would have loved to have also seen one here that was sponsored by University Park, so hopefully we'll see that next year as well. I would like to just want to give a shout out to all the baseball teams, Creek Monique University Park team. Our season is over with. We have 2 teams that are in the playoffs, was at the Bronco level and the Pro level. So I wish them luck. I'm not sure if their game was today or what, but we have 2 teams that's in the playoffs, so we wish them luck. And also I just wanted to say that our children, there was a really good group of kids that was playing with us this year. We had good coaches, good parents. It was a good experience. They really learned a lot, and I just wanted to wish them to thank the parents, the coaches, and say that the kids really learned and they were great kids. I wanted to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Be safe. I'm so surprised that it's just it's 4th of July. The days are going so fast. This June was so fast. We into birthdays, anniversaries, Father's Day. It was just a lot. Juneteenth, so I just wish everybody a wonderful summer.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee McFadden, you have something tonight?
Yes, I do. I just want to thank everyone that came out today. That was good having the village come and say what they wanted to say, so that was good. I just want to remind everyone about Faith Movers Food Market on Saturdays from 10 to 12. We have fresh produce, fresh dairy and meats, and it's from at Faith Movers Church, 425 West Exchange. And I would just like to wish everybody a happy 4th of July.
Thank you. Trustee Lewis?
I just want to say, I want to thank everybody that came out. Your passion, your anger, we felt that up here at the board. We know your pain because we live in this village and we're fighting for you. I also want to say that there was a text that was sent around about the village doing the water relief program. So I called Jennifer Bertino's office to ask her what happened, how did this get posted on the website? And one of her executives called me back and said that was a mispost about the relief program that happened in 2022. So I want to say they don't know how it got on their website or the text that went out to residents. That happened years ago. I also want to say congratulations to the baseball team. I also want to say go Flames, because y'all know I'm a track star. Those are my people. Good luck when you go downstate or AAU, whatever that is. I want to say everyone, please be safe on 4th of July. As the chief is saying, and Richards, you have to be very cognizant of what's going on with your neighbors, everyone. Please be safe and have a safe summer. That's it for me.
Thank you, Trustee. Madam Clerk?
You know what? I will not be redundant. Everything that needed to be said has been said. Have a safe, happy July 4th. Stay encouraged, and don't forget, love somebody. Good night.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And I'll be real brief as well. We all like fireworks, and we know they're exciting and they like to do things, but there are plenty of fireworks shows out in the community, Park Forest and other Chicago Heights. So if you want to get into the fireworks thing, visit one of these other communities so you can enjoy professional fireworks. I'd like to also give the residents an update on the 3rd airport. The 3rd South Suburban Airport is really moving fast. We were at a meeting, I think Pastor Hunt was there, actually, and was the speaker, and one of the speakers that was engaged there. So July 1st, the Illinois Department of Transportation will be putting out their RFP, request for proposals for construction of a 3rd cargo airport 5 minutes from University Park. It is our goal to be in on that airport. It is our goal to annex the land, to be in the footprint so the village of University Park can receive some of the economics that come with the surrounding things around the airport. So this water thing is not a situation that there's not a training for. There's no thing. We just want to do the right thing that's for the community. You know, don't get upset with us. We're just trying to do the best that we possibly can. You know, this thing fell in my lap, and as the mayor, it's mine now, and I do own it. So I'm not here to point fingers at anything that was in the rearview mirror. The only thing I want to do is find positive resolution on moving forward to get us clean, healthy water. In my opinion, it would be the Lake Michigan water, because the Kankakee River is not suitable for drinking, as every scientist has stated since then. So with that saying, I hope that everyone enjoys their 4th of July holiday. And also, when people are out walking at nighttime, it's dark in some areas of the town. They wear some of the darkest clothes out there, and they could get hit by a car. So those who are looking to have to walk down Exchange or Western at nighttime, please wear something that's visible, because we don't want to have anyone hit you that just can't see you. So with that being said, I'm going to say thank you. Love the people coming out, and community engagement is what we need of. And let's turn this into a positive experience moving forward. Teamwork makes the dream work. You might not understand everything, but there has to be a level of trust and leadership moving forward. With that said, I ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
And thank you guys so much for your participation tonight.